What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Blitz Angle tonight. My name is Ryan Linkletter. I'm here with Dan Loya. Dan, let's just start by saying Thursday night football had a good run. It was really fun, halfway through the season, and Thursday night
Yeah.
football week 10 returned to its old days where it was the worst football that we have ever watched in our lives, and that became a nightmare for us tonight. This was a disgusting display of offensive football from both sides, and the Broncos at 8-2. I mean, we got a lot to talk about, Dan. I'm gonna start with your perspective. Obviously, you are a Raiders guy, right? Big Raiders fan in general. I mean, we talked about it perfectly in the pregame show. This was a perfect game for them to go get a win, and they had so many opportunities to do it.
Yeah, man, I couldn't agree more. The Denver gave them. They were like, "Here, we don't want to win. Just take it from us. Take it from us." Two interceptions, good field position. They couldn't get a first down. I gotta find. They were 1 for 5 on third downs in the first half, 20%. I mean, Denver's offense was not clicking. They were definitely off. I mean, Thursday nights you just never know, especially like we talked about divisional matchups, man. So yeah, the game was to be had for the Raiders, and they couldn't get it done, man. Uh, But I mean, I don't think it was a bad game. I mean, there wasn't a lot of scoring, but if you like defense, this was a game for you. I mean, just a defensive struggle, good punts. I mean, shout out to a punter, AJ Cole, and
All
then
right,
I don't
when
know
you're
what's up
talking
with.
about good punts in a game, I don't think we're talking about a good football game.
Hey, man, it's football, man. I see. This is the thing. It's the fantasy football has brainwashed everybody that it's got to be
No, ain't nobody
Rams,
talking
Chiefs.
about a punting purist in a post game reaction about a
Well,
divisional
punter,
game.
as my friend here, Rich Eisen would say, punters are people too. Like they get paid. I mean, AJ Cole's one of the best punters. I mean, you saw he downed him at the 1 yard line twice, and then I got Jeremy Crenshaw for Denver who couldn't punt, man. I mean, I don't know what was up with him. So, but overall, I mean, the Raiders lost. They're down three offensive stars on the offensive line, and yeah, they couldn't block. They couldn't block that front. We know Denver's really good, and that's all it takes. 10-7 loss, and Denver escapes with the win. It's kind of like college football. Like they didn't play well, but they found a way to win, and they're in first place in the AFC West.
I mean, let's just start by saying the Denver Broncos have one of the best defenses I've ever seen in my 24 years of watching, just any sort of football in my life. They're one of the best defenses I've ever laid eyes on. I mean, they can rush the passer. They have so many guys that can rush the passer. They have linebackers that fly downhill. They have safeties that can make tackles and cover. And then obviously when Pat Surtain's healthy, that cornerback room is elite. Like this is one of the best formed defenses we've ever seen. And Vance Joseph has done a great job with this defense being very aggressive. He's a blitz heavy type of guy, while also, having that elite pass rush when you can rush for and get home. This defense is unbelievably good, Dan, and they have carried the load for this team this season because of their quarterback struggles. Bo Nix was abysmal in this one, and he's been abysmal through 75 plus percent of the games he's played this year throughout those. And then the fourth quarter, he decides to turn it on and play a little bit better. But tonight, that was not obviously the case. I mean, it's the same thing every single week with him. It's three really bad quarters. It's inaccurate throws. It's bad decisions. The offense is not working. Sean Payton's play calling is brutal as well. Nothing is working for this team. And this is against a Raiders defense that struggled a lot. Like the Jacksonville Jaguars had a field day in the passing game against this defense, and Bo Nix and company couldn't get anything going. And we talked about the Raiders having a solid run defense, but that stayed true today. But their pass defense was nowhere near, the level that they looked tonight against this Denver Broncos passing attack that throws the ball, let alone at a top 8 rate in the NFL, right? So you take a look at everything with Denver and then Las Vegas, man, they were beat up. And I know a lot of people would be like, "Oh man, Geno Smith stinks, this and that." The guy had no time. What is it? There was multiple
Yeah,
occasions
yeah,
where
no
he
doubt.
was sacked in 2 seconds. Like he couldn't even process a read. Chip Kelly, I have no clue why they paid him so much money to come coach an NFL team. It doesn't make any sense. He's never had success in the NFL running his offenses, and he still doesn't have success. I mean, who runs a quarterback sneak 3rd and 2 and it's not the push push?
Yeah, I
And
know.
then you're also not chipping on the outsides for these elite edge rushers and giving Geno Smith time. When they did went full max protection, Geno Smith had a 25-yard completion, right? There were a few plays and they were mixed in that were nice, but the overall game plan stunk. They did a horrible job of protecting their quarterback, and eventually over time, he gets hurt because of the amount of hits he's taken, right? And poor Ashton Genty, man, this guy gets hit before the line of scrimmage every single play, and he somehow finds a way to get 3, 4 yards. And he definitely didn't have a good day on the box score, but you can tell like Ashton Genty just breaks a tackle almost every time he touches the ball. It's just every time he touches, there's no holes or someone's in his face. So a lot of frustration from both sides of it, Dan. What was your kind of biggest takeaway, I guess, from the headline of the night? And that's the Broncos offense.
Well, first, I'm laughing because you're rattling all that stuff about the Raiders, and that's what it's been like all year, man. I mean, every game is exactly like that. Genty's got no room to run. I mean, I can go all the way back to the first game of the preseason. The Raiders had their starters in. We played against the backups for Seattle, and it looked exactly the same. And I was like, oh man, it's gonna be a long year, and it hasn't gotten any better. So that's just experiences covering this team and watching them play throughout the entire season. There's no, Chip Kelly has got a lot of great designs and plays that work on a chalkboard, but when you got
Yeah, I
Nick
was gonna say, I
Benito,
was gonna say.
when it's like, oh yeah, this is gonna work, but then you got Nick Benito out there playing edge, and he comes on unblocked and he's running at Gino, it doesn't work. So it doesn't. It looks good on paper, not on grass. So that's my takeaway for the Raiders offense. For Denver, I think the people forget about the Raiders defense is they got a healthy. They returned a safety Lonnie Johnson that made a huge difference tonight. Also, I just thought, they just play well, man. It's Thursday night. It was cold. It was windy, and I'm telling you, the punting. They were punted inside the 10-yard line the first couple of drives, and it just you can't call your allotted plays when you're pinned down like that. So I'm telling you, AJ Cole played a huge role in the Raiders, just complimentary football. But I know Denver's offense isn't clicking, but still, they're finding ways to win, and I mean, they're gonna figure it out. That's why I thought they should add another receiver because I think they're missing another piece on the outside. Um, but overall, I mean, they keep winning, and that's all that matters, man. They're first place right now, and it's kind of scary to think that they're 8-2, and this offense hasn't reached its like peak yet. You just got to get hot at the right time, and that could be a scary thing for the Broncos.
Well, the thing is everybody's scared of their defense, right? Their defense is single-handedly they're 8-2 right now. If they don't have a defense that is as good as theirs, right? Let's just say they're as good as, the Philadelphia Eagles this year, which is top 5 defense still. They're 5-5. They're 4-6, right? This offense has been so bad this season, and I think you're being nice about it that they find ways to win games, right?
Yeah,
That's
but it's
great.
Bo Nix. The comebacks. It's been comebacks.
It's been
It like
but
the
here's the
Giants
thing is they
game,
put them their offense puts
Eagles game.
themselves in that situation is because it starts the same every single time. They go 3 and out,
Yeah,
they go 3 and out, they go 3 and out. And AJ Cole, you're right, he put him in bad field position, but a good offensive coach and a good quarterback get them out of that field position. They find a way to get the ball out of his hands quick. They find a way to scheme up something to at least move the ball down the field, and there's nothing for that for the Denver Broncos. There is no creativity. When it is creative, they run it on 3rd and 1 and they get lost of 6 yards and they're out of field goal range.
yeah. That's I
And
mean, they're
Bo
getting
Nix is
two.
so
Yeah,
inaccurate on a
either.
per throw basis, and his feet get really happy inside the pocket that this offense has no sort of rhythm to it. And it's just not like I think the funniest play from this game was the ball that Troy Franklin that resulted in an interception. Like you got Pat Bryant crossing his face, Troy Franklin sitting open in a route. And I know the broadcast is like, oh, he's throwing to Troy Franklin. I couldn't tell you who he's throwing to because Bo Nix has been so inaccurate and he just has been so
Hmm.
inconsistent this season. And that play results in an interception. Unless Bo Nix plays better within the schedule, and he did last year, right, Dan? He played well within the schedule of this offense, and this team was 11-6, I believe, and they were around the 10th or
And they made
12th
the playoffs.
offense in the NFL, right? They were solid. They were a solid team. I don't see this team having a ceiling of a Super Bowl champion because their quarterback is Bo Nix. They don't have the weapons at wide receiver. They don't have the running backs clearly. RJ Harvey does not get enough touches to know what really he could be. J.K. Dobbins is a solid player, but is he a true game changer? I don't think so. And they have a good offensive line, like probably the most underrated offensive line in football. But that doesn't change the
Yeah, they're
fact that
good.
their quarterback has struggled so much this year, and it's the easy completions and it's the plays that he needs to be making that have forced this team through 3 quarters in almost every single game to be trailing, be out of sync, and are completely relying on that defense to win games. And their defense is great. They can win a ton of games, but when it comes to the postseason, Mahomes, Allen, Lamar Jackson, they beat the best defenses in the NFL, right? And your quarterback is going to have to step up and make plays when it matters. And right, Bo Nix has not shown that he can be consistent through 4 quarters. That I feel confident in this Denver Broncos team. You know what this team kind of feels like to me, Dan? The
What's up?
Chicago Bears with Mitchell Trubisky and Matt Nagy in their first year when they were 12-4 and they lost on the double doink. Their
Mhm.
defense was unstoppable, carried that team. Mitch Trubisky had a nice year statistically, but I think we all knew kind of what was coming based on the quarterback situation, the inconsistencies. And then you look at Mitch the next year and then 2 years after that. And now we look at where Mitch is now. He's a backup in Buffalo. I don't know if that's a direct trajectory that Bo Nix is going to.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm a
Yeah, I don't
Denver
think
Broncos fan. I am sitting there thinking, right,
so.
this is year 2 for Bo Nix. I have the best defense in the NFL right now already assembled. This guy is up for a contract extension in 2 years, Dan, and they could be sitting at a point looking at Bo Nix's record. Let's say he has 35 wins under his belt in 3 seasons, and they're looking at him like this. It could be another Tua Tagovailoa situation. I really feel like that's
I
where
don't.
this. I think it could be trending
I
that
don't think
way.
so. But yeah,
What do you? I mean, Tua. Honestly, you could argue that Tua was better than Bo Nix has been at their peaks right
it's
now. Right? I think it's trending to that situation. So with Denver, the urgency to win now is incredibly important because Bo Nix, through 2 seasons, has not shown me enough that he's a true game changer, and he's trending towards a quarterback that'll get a massive contract, and ultimately it'll result in this Denver Broncos defense and team overall being depleted because of that contract. I know that's massive in picture, a lot of theoretical stuff, but
yeah, it's
it
hypothetical.
I see it right. It's the
Sorry.
same thing I watch with Trevor Lawrence. It's the same thing I watch with Tua Tagovailoa. It's the same thing I watch with these average quarterbacks that don't elevate their play enough, and they have good rosters around them when they get in the league, and they're just not good enough to maintain it, right? And obviously, stuff happens. Sam Darnold became really good down the stretch, right? Geno Smith changed his career in Seattle. Things can change, right? But
Yeah, it's gonna
everything
change.
is so impacted when they get that second contract and the money starts to kick in and the roster around those quarterbacks gets bad. And that's when the great ones separate themselves from the average ones. And then that's where the teams go different directions. I just went on a rant, Dan, but what are
It's
your
alright.
thoughts
It's alright. Get it
on
out.
all I
Get it
just
out.
said?
It's a safe space. No, it's all right, man. I mean, I know, like we're putting a lot on Bo Nix's play here, but it's his only second year in the league. I mean, how many games has he played?
He's also
It's gonna be all
26
right.
years old. Like, the
Yeah,
guy
but
is old.
it's all right.
How is it?
Comparing
All right.
comparing him to Tua is not the same. First off, he's like how tall is Bo Nix? 6'5". He's a taller. He's got a
I'm
stronger
not looking
arm,
at
and
the
he's
height, I'm
mobile.
looking at the play.
But I'm saying skill set. He's taller. He's got a stronger arm, and he's mobile. That's Bo Nix
That's
right
fair,
now,
yeah.
right? Yeah, so I think it's you can't compare. I think Trevor Lawrence, you look at if you want to compare him to Trevor Lawrence, like similar, I look at size, he's mobile, he can throw. But the thing with Trevor Lawrence is how many coaches and offensive coordinators has he had since he's entered the league? A lot. So I think Bo Nix, it's gonna take time. I like I don't know, like, what changed, like, off the top of my head, like, what quarterback came in the league and just took the world by storm? Was it Mahomes? He sat a year, and then he came in, and then he lit up the league for 50 touchdowns. Is that, like, the latest one? 2018? But I'm just saying, like, it's gonna take time. Like, let Sean Payton program the guy. Like, I didn't, like, take away from this game, like, "Wow, Bo Nix is Mitch Trubisky," like, "Oh, they're in trouble." Like, he's mobile. It's the Raiders played really tough. They were pinned down a lot, and then I'm telling you, you can't run your offense inside the 10. And it's like you're playing the Raiders who can't score. Maybe you're being more conservative, and then it's just different. It's Thursday night. Like I said, they got the Chiefs in 10 days. They're probably overlooking the Raiders, and like I didn't come away from this game saying like, wow, they need to bench Bo Nix. Like I did not.
Well,
I did
I'm
not
not
think
gonna go
that.
that I'm not going that far.
Yeah, yeah, no, I think it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. But it's like Bo Nix was how many fourth quarter comebacks his last couple of games. So I like he's not the issue there. Like they're still winning, and like so the microscope's not gonna be on Bo Nix. So they're gonna get in a dance. They're gonna get in the playoffs, and we're gonna see what he's got. But I think the broadcast was comparing this team to the 2015 in Denver, like their defense. They're saying like there hasn't been an 8-game win streak since that 2015 team, and they're comparing numbers. And they also said that like the last time this happened in Denver, they won the Super Bowl. So we're gonna see. I think as long as they stay healthy, they Nate Sertan back. and Benito was banged up, so they need those guys to go on a run. And we all know defense wins championships, and especially if they have home field or if they get like a 2 seed or something, if they win a division, that's going to be a tough place to play in Denver. Especially colder weather, good home field crowd. So we're gonna see. But
So, so are you not concerned like at all with how Bo Nix has looked this year?
no, no, I mean, like I think he's
You got to
fine.
be
Like
a
I don't
little concerned.
no, I don't go and like I don't watch it and be like, wow, it's Tua. Like they gotta upgrade. Like he's all right. Like he's not like I don't see him. They do a lot of screens. They do a lot of RPOs. Like I don't look at it and like, oh wow, like he keeps missing guys or anything, or he's mobile. Like I kind of like that about him. He makes plays. And I think eventually he just gotta continue to get those reps. Let Sean Payton mold his quarterback, and eventually it's gonna click. Similar to Caleb Williams, similar to these guys. Jared Goff with Ben Johnson. It took him like 7, 8 games, couple years, and he was a veteran too. So it's just I just give it time.
I don't know. I don't know about you. Me and you, I guess, are on the complete different spectrums of this. I'm more on the I know what Bo Nix is at this point, right? And I think I've seen his ceiling as a quarterback, right? You're more on the be precautious side because Sean Payton's
Oh,
proven that
see,
he can develop quarterbacks.
yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. And then like it's like with Sam Darnold, Jets ran him out of town. Baker Mayfield, Browns ran him out of town. Like I don't think we can just cap these guys after what? How many games has Bo Nix played? Like he
I
played
mean,
what,
he's probably
17
sitting at
last year?
that.
Yeah, so it's like let the guy grow. It's all right. Like he's not going to throw 4 touchdowns, 0 picks every game, and
No, I
like
don't expect that.
yeah,
I'd love to see a game where Bo Nix, against a decent defense. Right, he did it 2 weeks ago. I don't remember who it was. I think it was the Cowboys. Right, he played a perfect game.
yeah, he
Right.
played
How
awesome. Yeah, that's right.
I mean, the Cowboys
So
were
okay,
basically playing
exactly. But okay,
route
so
runner.
a crappy defense, like 31st ranked, right? 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Last week, Houston, one of the best defenses in the league. 2 touchdowns, one interception. He had
Yeah,
two
but
big
look at
throws
his
in that game.
completions and attempts in that game. He was like 4 for 17 to start that game.
Yeah, but I mean, who's tearing up Houston right now? I don't. I
Well,
mean,
there's
Seattle had a nice game.
this is my biggest argument with Bo Nix is that
Mhm.
if you are going to win in this league, and Denver has one of those rare situations where their
Yeah,
defense is just that much of an outlier that they can win a Super Bowl with that. If you're going to win in this league, your quarterback has to play consistent through 4 quarters against
I got.
great teams. Bo Nix
So
is
you're
not that
worried.
player right now. He's
So
not there.
you're worried. Yeah. So you're more
He's
worried about
not.
the playoffs.
Yes, and that's how you should compare quarterbacks in my mind, right? Regardless of what every quarterback does in the regular season, the guys that are significantly better than the other quarterbacks in the NFL show up in the biggest moments and they're the hardest to stop. And that's why you always see Mahomes and Allen in the playoffs go back and forward because those guys are not afraid of anything and they're incredibly hard to stop, right?
Yeah.
Can't say that
Yeah.
about Bo Nix, and that's why I'm concerned about him.
But see those two guys you just what up, my guy here. You just give yeah, like Bo Nix isn't the same level as Mahomes in the
But that's
possession.
his
Like we all know that.
competition. That's his competition.
Yeah, yeah, it's same division. Yeah.
So
But
Trevor
I don't think
Lawrence, that's his competition though, right? And I think everybody in the NFL
I
agrees
think
that the
Trevor Lawrence is
contract of
like a
Trevor
good.
Lawrence looks bad at this point.
Yeah,
So
who signed him?
it's
Was it
tough.
old?
It's it's just
I
tough
forget
for
who
me to
signed him.
buy into Bo Nix with what he's shown and the inconsistencies that he can go out there and compete for 4 quarters against a great team that has a great quarterback and has other talent
Mhm.
around them. That's my biggest thing with Bo,
And see,
and
and that's
that's
the
why I'm
thing,
hurt.
is he's got such a great defense is he doesn't have to be perfect right now. So it's
Right
like
now.
he's got the
Right now.
yeah, he's got the better team. Yeah, but it's all right. It's okay. All you gotta worry about is this season. This season.
Well, no, you okay? They gotta. Yeah,
So
I'm. It is definitely a conversation. Let's
it's
close
all right.
this
It's
one. Let's close this one with the Raiders, though, Dan. Right? We
oh
talked about
Knicks.
Chip Kelly. Right? We Geno Smith has
Yeah.
had his struggles this year. What do you think the steps forward are for the Raiders the rest of the year?
All right, so my big takeaway with the Raiders is like there was a huge play in the game. Gino threw a dime to Dante Thornton, and maybe the wind
Yeah.
kind of altered the trajectory. Dude, Dante Thornton's got to catch that. That was a huge turning point in the game. Also, Genty in the second quarter had a huge run on a pitch, got called back by a holding call. Dude, it was one of the worst holding calls I've ever seen. That ref is like 10, 15 yards down the field in Denver secondary, and he throws that.
What
I
about the roughing the
I
passer call that
Yeah,
wasn't
the
called?
one they didn't call?
That was
Yeah, on
bad.
Geno?
That was really
Dude, that
bad.
was bad. So, the referees had a tough time tonight on both sides. They were calling both bad calls tonight. But my main takeaway with the Raiders is Pete Carroll was tasked to change the culture. He's a culture builder. That's what he did at USC, Seattle. Did you see that sideline tonight? Did you see those guys at the end of the game? They showed Genty, he's just staring. He's just blank stare.
Oh,
They
yeah, they
showed
looked
Jack Beck.
depressed. They looked depressed.
Exactly, exactly. So, some Pete Carroll might go one and done. That's it. I mean, this is bad. This is bad right now. It's he was supposed to infuse something here, supposed to build something. It hasn't worked. So, you never know what's gonna happen, but this might be the end here.
I mean, to the Raiders' credit, like, they're going against Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, and the Broncos defense, right? 2 times
Yeah,
each
it's
a
tough
year.
division.
That's an
Yeah.
incredibly tough division. It was a tall task,
Mhm.
and they tried to mask their problems of their roster by adding a veteran in Geno Smith, bringing in Pete Carroll, a veteran coach, bringing in
Yeah.
some of these veteran guys on offense and trying to retool the defense. They tried to patch it up really quick, and there were holes in there, and they've just been exposed, right? Like, they're a little bit worse, I think, than we thought, right? And they're a little bit less competitive about outside of the division. But I think if you looked at the roster heading into the year, you would think like the Raiders are probably going to be third or fourth in the West. It looked like they did a quick
Oh,
patch
yeah.
job, right? And this is probably like a 2 year, we'll be competitive, try that with Pete Carroll, and then we'll try to figure it out when Pete Carroll doesn't want to coach anymore type thing, and it just hasn't
Mhm.
worked out. And I actually like your take that Pete Carroll might be a one and done, right? I actually think it's a
I think he
possibility.
is.
I think that Chip Kelly, I would be
Oh,
surprised if he is a offense coordinator by the end of the season, right? But Pete Carroll, man, it'll
brutal.
be interesting to see what happens there. One and done, legendary head coach, fired
So,
in 1 year.
real real quick, I something athletic, I believe Michael Silver wrote it. The Raiders offered Robert Saleh, to be their highest paid defensive coordinator before the season. Robert Saleh turned it down because he wanted to go back to San Francisco. So I'm wondering if, that's a head coaching target. I know I'm looking ahead,
Well,
but
listen, we
we'll
talked
see if
about
they
that.
bring him in.
Salah and Mike McDaniel might be a duo to watch out for.
Yeah, so we know, like, with Brady, the whole ownership that's another thing, the Raiders are losing and Brady doesn't own the team anymore. That's what happened, media, come on, we're talking about his clone dog. Where's Brady in all this? I thought he was gonna bring Vegas a
Yeah,
championship.
yeah.
Get that crap
Well,
out of here. Get
unfortunately,
that
Tom
crap.
Brady is not the Raiders quarterback, so they're not winning as many games as, Brady would at the quarterback position, so, definitely an interesting one there. Alright, guys, we really appreciate you tuning into this Thursday Night Football episode of the Blitz
Shout out
Angle.
to the
Drop a
chat.
comment down below of your biggest reactions from this absolutely abysmal game and boring game,
I love I
that
love
we saw a
football.
lot of storylines come out for. Hit that subscribe button, and me and Dan will catch you guys next time.